here is my review for Danganronpa on the animation episodes 1, 2, and 3. So with this, I'm going to start with episode 1, then going to episode 3, and then you know how the cycle goes. You know how it works. So let's just jump right into it right now, because I'm going to admit something right now. If it wasn't for you guys voting in this series this hard, like, you guys really voted Danganronpa hard on this, like, you guys really want me to review this series. So here it is. Here it is. Because if you guys didn't vote for this series, I probably wouldn't have reviewed it. In all honesty, I probably wouldn't have reviewed it. The reason is, though, is because, and I'll start off with the first episode. The first episode with the series was just more or less introductions to all the characters and stuff. Not really development on the characters, but introductions. Because there's like, what, 15 characters, something like that? There's a lot of characters in the series. So, with that right there was kind of like a problem for me. Because right when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. There's not going to be much development on these characters. Not to mention, I know these characters are going to die because how the game is set up for this. And we basically get also the plot of the series as well within the first episode. When we see Mono Bear and announcing basically that all these freaking students have to stay at that school. So, and yeah, they have to stay at that school basically. And the only way to get out of that school is by killing one of those people basically. You have to kill somebody. Once you kill somebody, you have to go through this court system thing that they got going on in this show, and then if they can't figure out who the killer is, the killer actually gets to go home while all the other students die. But vice versa, if they do figure out, then the killer is killed. So that's basically how the show works. And like it sounds interesting. Like that's what drew me on Danganronpa when I first saw it. When I was like, "Well, I'm gonna be watching this summer 2013 anime." When I made that video, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch that because it sounds super interesting." But the first episode itself kind of goes like it wasn't to my expectations. Like it was really just I just didn't really like it at all. Like one, I don't like the main character. That's one thing I'll have to admit. I don't really like the main character. He just seems kind of bland to me. I don't really care for him. In all honesty, I don't really care about any of the characters, to be honest. Well, later on though, on like in episode 3, I do care about someone. Her name is Kyoko Kiragiri. I like her. She's actually a pretty interesting character. I do like her, and I kind of do like Aoi Asahina, but that's for different reasons why I like her. But besides that, there's not really anyone. It's not any other character I really like. You know what I mean? Like, there's not, because they don't really have any kind of development. One of the girls, like, there's some people I just kind of like really hate. So I don't really mind if they disappear or something. Like, they're just really annoying. Like this girl named Sayo, like she's a girl that keeps freaking out. Like, oh, I don't want to do. Oh, you did it, and blah blah blah. Like she's like the girl with the glasses, like pigtails. Like that girl's so annoying. I'm just like, get her out of here. Get her out of here. But with the first episode, like I said, it didn't impress me at all, which is why partly I didn't do I actually did record a first impressions for this series. I just decided not to put it up because I felt like I was being a little too negative to the series, in all honesty. So I just didn't put it up because the first episode did not impress me. I just wasn't feeling it. With the second episode, we get a death. Or actually, should I say deaths? Because 2 characters die. 2 characters die in the second episode. And I'm just like, I will say this. The deaths don't mean really nothing to me because I don't really know these characters like that. I don't have no kind of connections to them. So I'm just like, I can't feel so bad about it. I guess it's still bad because they die and stuff. That's bad. But it's just like, you know what I mean? If you have a connection to the characters, you're like, oh no, you die, no. Like, you actually feel something like when the person died in the second episode, I was just like, well, dang. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how my reaction was to the deaths here. And not to mention, one of the deaths was kind of shocking because Mono Bear ends up killing one of them because that girl started just attacking Mono Bear. Let me see her. What was her name? What was her name? Her name was Junko. Yeah, she got pierced by Mono Bear. I'm just like, well, you did. So, I mean, I didn't really have any kind of net connection to her either. I'm just like, And that's what the main problem I'm having with this series, though. It's the fact that there is really there's not going to be much development on these characters for the fact that they're going to die. So that's part of the reason why I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to get into the series. Because if here's the thing, if I can't like the characters, I keep saying can't. If I can't like the characters, though, I can't really get into the series. And that's the main issue I was having with Danganronpa. With the second episode, like I said, we see Mizuno die. Like she gets killed, and someone killed her. And so now they got to figure out and get evidence on who may have killed her, basically. So they're just looking around, doing their thing and everything, and that's pretty much the episode for episode 2. Because really, I cannot talk right now, but I'm still going. I'm still going. one-shotting this crap right now. But when it comes to the main character, they basically blame the main character for Mizuno's death. And he's just like, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. There was one person that believed that he didn't do it, which is the girl I like, which is Kyoko Kirigiri. Giddy knows. So I'm like, I like this girl. And so basically, the episode kind of just ends off there because he's just basically blamed. And with the third episode, the court case actually happens. They try to figure out who was the killer. And as they do the whole nifty explanation and stuff like that, and I guess you could say like I guess like in a game, because this is from a game. So with the third episode, when it came to this whole court case stuff, and when they're in court and stuff, they're like, huh, the killer, like boom, like there's like these little panels come by and stuff. It kind of reminded me of, well, this is some game that like says objection, like he points out. I can't remember the name of that game though. Phoenix Wright? No, I don't know. I can't remember the exact name for it right now, but it kind of reminded me of that a little bit because things just kind of came up all of a sudden. But they're getting all the evidence and they figured out who the killer was. His name was Leon. Yeah, Leon was the killer. Though it was pretty obvious because basically how they figured it out was before the girl died, she kind of like wrote in her blood that it was Leon, but it's like turned. It was like backwards basically. So if you read it like upside down, then you can read it's Leon and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of how they kind of figured it out. And so Leon kind of got like surprised, like I don't know how you not me. How do you know? Like it's not working. Blah, 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 going crazy, and then he ends up getting killed. And the thing is, with the third episode drew me in. The third episode made me really like this series. The third episode is why I'm going to actually continue reviewing this series. So expect more Danganronpa reviews from me because the third episode was the thing, the kicker, just to make me want to watch this more because the way the guy died, the way Leon died, is pretty interesting. Like when he died, basically, he's like a baseball player. So what they did basically is they tied him up. They got like this automated system where it shoots like a bunch of freaking baseballs at him basically. It's like a ton of baseballs shooting like a freaking machine gun basically, and it pulverizes Leon. I'm just like, holy snaps! Like that's what I'm talking about. Like if we're not gonna have a bunch of development for these characters, at least let them go out in an interesting way. And like that alone, like when it comes to that death, was pretty just gruesome. This how it happened, and it was just like, oh snaps! That was like a shocker, and that's what made me like the series. But not only that, it's the way they animated that scene. I was just like, yes, the way they animated that scene was so good. It looked completely different from the actual anime, but when they did, it's just I don't even know how to really explain how the animation is, but I like it. I like it a lot, and I just can't wait to see what will happen next. I know more people are gonna have to get killed, so I'm wondering how their deaths is gonna be exactly. How unique are their deaths gonna like how unique are their deaths basically? And I'm looking forward to that. I feel a little bad because it's like well, because I'm like I guess I'm looking forward for death, but that's kind of messed up. But at the same time, it's interesting how they have this all set up. You know what I mean? And that's what kind of threw me into the series right here. The third episode was the kicker to get me to want to continue this. So yeah, I think I'm done here though. So I look forward to seeing what the next episode holds. Hopefully, get some kind of development for these characters, so I can get more of a connection to them, so I can start feeling. Well, I still feel somewhat sad, but at the same time, like I said, I want to have a connection to them. I actually want to feel for these characters. Is the main thing here. So hopefully they can be like maybe one episode where they all just sit down and maybe just talk to each other or something, and maybe they can get development in that sense. But I don't think that's probably gonna happen. So yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. That Sayo girl, the girl with glasses, pigtails, she's gonna be a killer soon. She's gonna kill somebody. She is breaking down right now. There's something wrong with that girl. I know. She's probably next. So yeah, this has been my review for Danganronpa for episode 1, 2, and 3. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think of this series here and your thoughts on the third episode and all that crap. So yeah, this has been the Breakmaster. Like the video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more Danganronpa reviews. So yeah, it's been the Breakmaster, and until then, break out.